I'm going to walk you guys through today on how to set up Taskmaster because it is one of the most powerful tools that you can use in coding, and it makes your life a breeze. And I'll walk you through the planning process of how to plan out a project and how to build it. We are going to build out today a classic snake game, okay? We're going to figure out how to make it multiplayer so that your friends can play and log in with you. So before we even do anything, you have to build out your product requirements document. We right now are in the Atlas browser, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to use GPT. We'll use agent mode because we're secret agent man, and we will start our research. So what are we going to do? Please research the best ways to build out a multiplayer snake game locally using Codex command line interface using the new GPT-5 model. Explicitly, I want you to do the research necessary to ensure that we have both a highly playable and reliable game, as well as an environment that is very aesthetically pleasing. So research the best libraries, tools, and systems. And then I want you to do the decision-making process as you are the architect and designer and visionary. Remove anything that you can to ensure that you focus on a minimum viable product that has the following functionality. Multiple people from different places can log in and play. There's a leaderboard, and there are live competitions, and there are turn-based competitions where one person can play a game and then the other person can play to beat their score. And do this in what is considered the most logical based tournament logic style structure that is widely accepted for gaming industry standards for this type of game. See? And this is how you start it. So I'm using agent. I'm going to have it go out and do the research for us. So while it's busy doing its research, we're going to go introduce you to Taskmaster. There. So now we go to Taskmaster, and you see Taskmaster right here. And then you hear, so, 30.2 now available. You go directly, dang it. So to get the best install, you refresh, and this little guy disappears real fast. But you go, hacha. And then you go here. And it takes you to this link. You look through, what are the instructions? If you're going to install it in Claude, right here, quick install, use Claude MCP, Taskmaster, blah, blah, blah. Basically paste that into the configuration for Claude. Requirements here you need to be aware of. You're going to need to get keys. And I'll explain what these are really quick. You have a project manager that you set up. The project manager on the back end is essentially a key to an LLM to have access to it, and the LLM takes on the role of PM. And then what you do is you get a product requirements document, and you go, here you go. And then that PM builds that out for you, essentially. What they'll do is they'll go and they'll look at this like, oh, I need to turn this into an engineering document. It has to make sense. And they're like, oh, I need a researcher. So first of all, you pick your key for your PM. Your PM key, my recommendation currently would be an OpenAI key. So you go to OpenAI console right here, okay? You'll have to have a login and a setup. So right over here, you'll have to log into it, set up an account, set up an org. You'll go to dashboard, and then when you go to dashboard, you have API keys right here, and you click on that, and that's where you set up your API key. You'll have to set up billing. Okay, you'll select, you'll have the system set it up for GPT-5 to run that model. It's the best planning model there is right now. Then the other thing that you can do, and this depends too, well, the next thing you want to do is you need your researcher. And if you look right here, Perplexity, okay? So you go to Perplexity right here, AI, and then you go down to the bottom here, boom, and then you go API, and you can select from there. You'll see there's a lot more to API than meets the eye. You see all this different stuff here for API. You'll go down to API key down here below. And then from there, you can get access to the API keys you need. You copy it, okay? So then you have two keys. The researcher, what does the researcher do? The researcher, when you have your tasks that Taskmaster is building for your project, this is how you manage context rot in context window. The researcher goes in and verifies that you know your stuff and that all of your code is up to date with the most recent research, because it's not. Your AI model does not know what's available, and neither do you. Don't get cocky. Don't be dumb. Next. Now, you have your researcher and you have your main model. What's your backup model? Oh, look at this. You can use an API, an open router API key for all of it. What is open router? This is open router. Open router is fun because open router gives you access to tons of different models, and you have one API key. It will work with the system really well. Let's go here though. I want to show you something while we're here. Rankings. Who's killing it? Claude Code Fast because it's cheap. Super cheap. But look at number 2. Claude Code Sonnet is also killing it because of tokens. It's a wicked fast model. And if you look here, look. Do you know why GPT-5 isn't on here? Because it's so cheap to use with them directly. No one cares to go through these guys. But if you're going to do things, a lot of times people go through these guys to get their stuff. All the way to the bottom. What is this? This is a secret that a lot of engineers don't want you to know about. I'm actually not kidding you. This is where you can see what are the most trending models right now that are using API keys that are growing. This is before they're ever going to hit X, before they ever get popular. People are coming here to look, oh, what's actually happening? What's Kylo code? You know what client is, you've heard of it. What's Black Box AI? Light LLM, Rue code, you've heard of this. Some of these you've heard of, some you have not. Good place to go to see what's trending. That was your commercial break. Back to this. You have several different ways you can start this thing up. Like you didn't even properly introduce it. Sucker rock. Fine, introductions. This was built by this man. Nope, not him. Where's he at? Where is he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? AI-powered task management system. Regain control of your cursor AI lovable task management family. This guy right here. Stud. Complete stud. Super, super cool dude. Super wicked smart. I'm not verified yet. I'll have to do that later. But this guy's awesome. He's the one that is one of the primaries that built Taskmaster. Follow him and you'll learn a lot because he's sick of cursor AI rewriting good code. This was March 2022 and he posted that. Let's see, does he have anything sooner? Yeah, this was 21st. I'm all for tools that speed up building, but agents lose too much accuracy when they decide what to build for you. Learn this early with Taskmaster. And then here I think this is him right here going through it. And he's talking about different things. Oh no, it's not. He's got somebody else here. I'm full of shiz. Sorry about that. Sorry. Gomenosai. But he's really cool. You should follow him. He's got good stuff. Now, back to his product. This is his product here. If you want to see the demo, you click here. And then what you'll see. This demo shows how Taskmaster AI helps you break down complex projects into manageable tasks. You'll see project initialization, PRD parsing. What is that? That's breaking up the product requirements document into its different parts, into tasks that the engineers can understand and build with. Task listing with dependencies. This is huge. Okay, this is where things mess up all the time. You need to have an understanding that you can't just start working on something without something else being built. Right? Right? That's a problem. That's a very big problem. You can't start building the top of a dam before you've built the foundation. Complexity analysis to identify challenging tasks. You see, it rates tasks. Anything that goes from 0 to 10, anything above a 6, it's going to break it down. And that's when it goes in and dives into it and builds out subtasks. And why does it do that? It builds it out to manage context, to keep the thresholds in alignment. So this means this thing was originally built for like Sonnet 3.5 to give you some understanding of what this thing can do. It is really good at fine grain. So if you want fast builds, you don't necessarily need GPT-5 to be your coder. You could use Sonnet can be your coder. The problem with Sonnet though is honestly Sonnet doesn't even maintain enough context. GPT-5 is really good, but this system was organically built to work with Claude Code, just so we're clear. And it works really well with Claude Code, like really, really well. Because what it can allow you to do is not just will it work on one piece, it will send out more than one agent at a time, but you have to explicitly ask it to do that. Breaking down complex tasks into subtasks, getting the next logical task to work on. Start the demo so you can see this. It goes way, way fast. So here it's got it, the PRD, Taskmaster's initiated, boom, 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 parsing, breaking down, analyzing it. Here's all your tasks it did. These are priority levels, what they're supposed to do, what you're supposed to set up. And then here, analyze complexity. It's looking, how bad are these? It rates them, boom, 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 boom. And then manageable as is, expand, consider expansion, expand into subtasks, okay? And then expand into subtasks, authentication, blah, 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 or right here you see it breaking it down. It's got the different parts of the auth that it's configuring for you. And then here it goes on and on and on. And that's the demo complete. You want early access, you click here, you sign up because you're awesome. I go James at Utlyze.com and I'm now signed up. This guy's really cool. So he's doing a lot of neat stuff. Follow him. I do not follow a lot of entrepreneurs. He has had 2 businesses that he had an MRR. One was 11 a month and one was 21 a month that he had built. And he's like, I just don't have time to manage these. So he's actually worth following. So submitting, yay. Now, if you look here, weekly downloads of this thing, 41,000. Monthly, boom, up 14%. This is a huge project. If you're not using it, use it. Like it. I added my star, and I've used this for a year. This is the first thing I've ever starred, by the way, because I'm a tool. Now, going back to here, basically this is what they're working on next. Find out when we launch. This is a huge role. Let's see, what's my role here? Executive, technical skills. I use AI, intermediate, advanced, professional developer. I code all the time. Doesn't mean I'm a professional. Where do you hear about us? X. Cool. So now we go back to here, and this is where you're setting it up. Okay, quick start. The MCP is recommended, Model Context Protocol Server, and you look at the different ways that you can set this up here. I don't know why it recommends this. I'd like to ask him directly, why does it recommend this? Here's how it's set up for the MCP. It's really easy, I guess, is why. Look at all the different keys you can have in here. Isn't that cool? Right? Look at all that. Isn't that sexy? That's awesome. Okay. Replace with your real key. Don't be dumb. And then you go down here. You have your different installs. You have your cursor set up. And then, for example, to use Claude Code, no API key required. Oh, you can use your subscription, huh? Yes, you can. And that's nice. Table of available tools, Claude Code setup. I use this with my GPT-5 or my GPT subscription, and I've used it with Claude Code subscription. Make sure you have a product requirements document to give to the system, okay? So you got to make sure you got that all set up and ready to go. Common commands to use your AI assistants. This is how you use your AI assistant. Do it. Can you parse my PRD? Yes, I can. Plan next step, implement a task, view multiple tasks, research fresh information. Yeah, and it will just do it. Research with context. Research, yeah, so these are really important things to actually look at. Sometimes the examples are good. Using command line, these are different things you can do. Okay. Tool loading configuration, core lean, essential development, 5,000. Interesting. Tool loading configuration, MCP loading. Okay. Oh, that can be an issue because it manages context. Got it. So these are different ways you can configure it. This is the MCP config. This is how they originally built it, as a command line interface, one-time setup. I love this version. Let's see here. For Claude Code users, you can set the mode during installation. And I'm kind of a tool. If I was to tell you how to do this, I would literally take this link and I'd give it to Claude Code and be like, tell me the different ways I can set this up and which one you recommend and why. And then it'll then go from there. That's really as easy as it gets. Claude Code CLI is installed. You can also run this with Codex, which is what we're going to do today. All right, now that you've seen the basics of this and we walked through it, we're going to go back to our original plan. 1 minute of research, that's all we got out of you. I don't want to read through all this. Beginner friendly, moderate, I would... Let's see here. For CLI MVP, leaderboards. So now I've got this basic B built out. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to kill this right here. I'm going to go here. up at the top, and I'm gonna be like pro it. And I'll be like, I would like you to refine the PRD, make the selections for me. I want you to focus on reliability and functionality, not ease of setup. And I want you to be very precise and certain of your designs. No ors. You make the selection and recommend the build structure accordingly. So now GPT-5 Pro is going to sit here and take a hot minute to build this out. So while it's doing that, we are going to mini size the screen. And we are going to go grab ourselves a new window of doom. So right here below, we have our terminal. If you don't know where your terminal is or how to find it and you're on a Mac, you go up here to the top right here and you type in terminal. Yay, look at that, it appears. Poof. Where did I open it? We're just gonna, no, we can't steal that one. We need a brand new one. I don't know where it went. So I'm gonna go and do this again this way. So whoa, tender. New window. There we go. Now I don't like this window. This is not my favorite window. So if you go up here to shell, you can go to new window and you can select from these different types. I made a custom one right here for a company and it appeared way over here. I don't know why. Utlyze. We're not gonna use that either because I don't want it. I like this window the most. We're gonna go here, we're gonna open this, we're gonna go down to Homebrew. Welcome to the, where did it go? Oh, it went up there too. The Matrix. Okay, so side-by-side comparison here, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to launch Codex, but you never just launch Codex, boys and girls. You launch Codex with -- YOLO, all the power. And then over here, if you're gonna launch your Claude code, you go Claude, and again, it's version of YOLO -- dangerously skip permissions, execute. Look at that, isn't that a cute little guy here? Let's see if this is all up to date. It's version 50. So we've got both these set up. This is on Claude Code Sonnet. If you look here, I'm going to walk through some things really quick so you can pre-configure things right as we're getting started. You go here and This is the command line interface for Claude Code. Okay, TM, and you go through. Look at all the different things you can do. Add subtasks, remove tasks. It's got a lot of stuff that I don't really pay attention to, just to be quite transparent with you, because it's a lot. Instead, I just go here and I go models. So you can set your different AI models with Claude. That's one of your things, like set here. And then you can go to Opus 4. You got it. Haiku, which is fast, but not that good. Claude Sonnet 4.5 is the one I recommend, so we'll do that. And then a key thing that you need to know about is if you want to think really hard, Ultra Think. That's its best thinking. See, look at it. It even gets all spiffy looking. You can even do deep think. Oh, I didn't do crap. Think harder. Okay, Ultra Think is the only one that has it special. Now on this side, a little bit more intuitive in some ways, but trust me, Sonnet looks prettier. Here, if you want to select different models, here's my recommendations. You go model, and then I would not do Codex. I do not want Codex. Why do I not want Codex? Because Codex is overthinking most of the time. If you have a really, really hard problem where you can't get through it, you may select Codex. And when I say hard problem, I don't mean hard as in big world reasoning. I mean as in it can't get the code right. It can't get it right. Use Codex. But otherwise, GPT-5, minimal, why would I ever do something so horrible? High, okay? And then if you want to look at your MCPs, which I'm not going to reveal because it reveals your keys, but you go down and you do MCP, and that will list all your MCPs for this that you have currently set up. You need MCPs. If you don't have MCPs, you're not ready for this. Right here, MCP. I think theirs is a little bit better listed, but I don't know for certain. You can toggle them on and off directly in Claude, which is really nice and pretty. It's like little, I don't want to have to delete this video, so we're not going to do that. Now, we've got that. Let's see where we're at in this. That's been going on for way too long. That has to have aired out. Awaiting review or sign off. Shoot. Sorry, something removed a key, so it messed up the whole process for a different build. Didn't have a key properly set. Because I didn't install setup, so it removed the key. So now we're here in both these models. I'm going to go look over here, see where we're at in terms of reasoning. It's still thinking its life through. So we don't have that yet. But what can we do in the meantime? And what we can do that's important that can help you is systems that you want to know about. What are the best systems for the different parts of AI coding or vibe coding? Clerk or Supabase as examples for context. What else works really well with agentic programming? Ugh, filthy. It's on auto. Trash. Now, we'll go back to here since we have intermission. Refresh. It is not done. So if we look over here, this is GPT-5 Pro. Okay. Use the smartest model you have access to. For instance, let's open a new window here. Let's kill this guy and let's go to Chat GPT. You may have Pro, but you may not. You may have thinking, but if you have thinking, which one do you want? You want extended, heavy, honest, even longer, but most people I think only have extended and standard, but this is the one I would use. And then another thing to think about is if this isn't the model you have, the other good one to go to is Grok. Grok's got a pretty good reasoning model here. I love Grok 4. If you're looking for creative copy material in writing, Grok 4 fast, phenomenal. Show me your wit. It's a pretty fast model to give you answers to that. Wit on demand, bold move. Most people just ask for the weather, but fine, I'll oblige. Why did the AI break up with the internet? Too many bad connections. I shouldn't laugh, it's such a bad joke. It's actually not that bad. And it was tired of all the cash drama. Oh, I love that. Your turn. What's your favorite flavor of sarcasm? I absolutely suck at sarcasm. I miss the memo all the time. It has been my life. So I have a different system that's giving me crap. Let's go back here. So if you can use this model, this is a great one. Another one besides Grok. Yeah, anyways, we're not going to worry about that for a moment, but Grok's honestly really fun to talk to. If you want to go the Anthropic route, though, I don't know if this is accurate. I had a friend tell me that it's not very good at thinking and reasoning, but I really don't know if he knows what he's talking about. But you can go here if you're on Anthropic, and you can do the extended thinking, right here, extended thinking, and then add in research. And then you can have it help you plan out your PRD and do the research for you. That can help a lot. I would use Sonnet 4.5 because of usage rates. Another route that you can go is Perplexity. But if we're going to go Perplexity, I might as well just bring a browser down here and open a new window so you can see Perplexity in the route that I would go there. If you're going to use Perplexity for your research, you can do deep research here. You can also see here if there's anything else. The labs here, which is basically just research, but building stuff for you. And then right here is where you select your different models. Well, sorry, not your models. You select the different areas it has access to. Like social is really good. And academic, just depends on your use case. Let's just be honest there. Now I'm selecting the model though. Where's the model selection at? There it is. So if you select here from normal research, let's see here. There we go. So normal research best. What is this best BS? But for me, I don't understand what it means by that, to tell you the truth. That makes no sense to me. I don't trust it. I would just select GPT-5, but what's fascinating to me is I'm on the Max and it does not have it like a thinking version of it, which is weird. They used to have that listed. So this is another place you could do the research of the exact same thing to build out your PRD. The final one that I would go to and reliable enough would be Gemini here. Okay. And it's really got little gem. You do not use 2.5 flash because it's an idiot by comparison to this guy. You do this guy, and then here you've got tools, you do the deep research, and you go and you build it out. Okay. New video generation just got better with VO 3.5. Try now. No clue what that's going to do. Not important. Multiplayer snake game. Where are we at here? Report. This is our PRD that we have, our product. The Snake Arena multiplayer live turn based, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Doobie 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 doo. Okay. Control copy. And now what we'll do is we'll co-execute in both of these. Please use Taskmaster. Well, let's do it this way. Please use Taskmaster to create this PRD and parse it to build out the project. There you go. Please use Taskmaster to create this PRD and parse it and build out the project. Orchestrate on auto parallel 4. Orchestrate on auto parallel 4. Launch. Launch. And now both of these are going to start building out. Okay. I have no idea how it's going to perform and if it's even going to do it right, or if they're just going to collide, if they're going to hate each other, if they're going to be in the wrong things. I didn't tell it to build a repo. I didn't tell it to build a section or anything. But look at the rate of movement. Okay. This is something you need to know. Just because it's faster doesn't mean it's better, because GPT-5 thinks about what it's going to do a lot more than Sonnet does. A lot. So let's see here. What's it doing here? No such directory found. And now it's trying again. Error, unknown option, project root. It's going in here. Snake Arena. It's figuring out and setting up. Whereas this is just ensuring directory setup. It's planning. Whereas this one's like, let's go. And there's no directory there. Sonnet does not think before it acts. A lot like me. But that's the basics there. And that's still running stuff. That might be working. So it's going to go through and run and start building this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and come back to it after the gym. Actually, I can't do that. It'll error out. That's really dumb. This will error out, so you won't get to see a lot of it. But this is the idea of how it works. So it's implementing a PRD for Snake Arena. Right here, to give you an idea of what's happened, is pre-flight, Taskmaster state, write the PRD file, parse the PRD into tasks, mirrors, list next action. Right here, what have we done so far? Taskmaster is initialized in home directory. Let's create a dedicated project directory for Snake Arena. I'll set up the project structure. Good. Good. Same thing happening here. I noticed that there are many tasks already in the Taskmaster, but the current repo seems focused on a different project. Let's see here what we're doing here. See, I've got it in the wrong directory, so it's got to create its own directory. Let me make sure I did this right. I need this to be in its own separate directory. Sorry, I can be lazy sometimes, and I didn't put you in the place you needed to be. Is that a problem? Same thing here. I don't want you to get confused with another project, and if I put you in the wrong place and you need to initiate things differently, please do so, because I don't want there to be tasks added to the other project. This is where my lack of paying attention to detail is extremely problematic. So you have to be more detail oriented, and you want to pre-set up your different places and locations of where stuff's going to be so it will work properly. And that lighting is dumb. So this is how it gets started, and this is it. Let's see here. Nah, I don't like that. Let's see here. See, I moved up. I messed up. It was going to totally mess up another project. May have. This is why you pay attention. But now you have both working. They're both building, and they'll sit here and they'll build, and they'll come back, and I can work with them to build out more things. This is how Taskmaster works. And right now it's clarifying task ownership. It's looking through things. It's trying to make sure it understands where things go and where they belong. The models are getting really smart to be able to handle these types of things. But ideally, if I had done this correctly, I would have set it up in its own code base first. And what is that? Basically, it's a file directory on your computer underneath your user. And it sets up its own directory, And then what you'll do is you'll link it to GitHub, have its own Git tree, all of that fun jazz. And that's what I would do with this. Normally, to initiate a project, I'd start with the GitHub and create the GitHub code space and drop it into here, empty, and then build it out that way. That way you've got a pre-configured setup that it's already going to link to directly because it likes using the Git trees anyways to operate with. But you have everything you need there to get started on any project. If you want any of these notes, let me know, but this should give you what you need in terms of a general idea of how you could work on any given project. There's no limit. I gave you just an example of what you can do for building a multiplayer snake game, and I took it, honestly, way too far. I could have gone way simple for a snake game, but if you're looking for a complex project as your example, then you don't want to do that. But if I go homebrew here, and I do codex, YOLO, build me an awesome snake game. Well, I don't even know what model we have there. So control www. That's also a fast way to delete in this environment. Let's see if the model's pre-configured. I want to see if it actually keeps its configuration. It does. Perfect. Build a snake game for me and make it awesome. So you can see a side-by-side here. And then if we go here in shell and we open another new window and we go to basics so we're not confused by the two. So these are both codecs right here. Whoa. And then this down here is the one that has Taskmaster to build something. And then this one here is going to be Claude -- dangerous, skip permissions. Okay. Now you instigate that. And then what did I put in? Build a snake game for me and make it awesome. Okay. Build a snake game for me and make it awesome. There you go. So now they at least had the same prompt, even though you can't guarantee that they have the same concept because of the probability of design. But you can at least get an idea of performance. So there you go. Now these two are building. You'll look at this, clarifying ownership. This one's still trying to figure out its life, validate dependencies. It's doing a lot of planning here. Called. Look at all that work. So it's creating a new repo, a new arena here. No tasks were created. Let me try parsing the PRD again. So it's struggling with life. But you can see they're both been working here, and they're just going to keep working. Now, there are ways to propagate this to make it work longer, and that's for another workshop where I go over how to use what's called Omnara. Omnara is one of my favorite tools also. I only talk about tools I think are awesome, and this is one that I think is one of the best tools that's ever been created because of idiots like me that, not idiots, excuse me, I am a visionary. I have been a horrible engineer my whole life, meaning I love conceptual, whoa. See, this is, who built this? I don't know which one of these guys did this, but one of these two did it. Crafting game, oh, this one did. So this is Sonnet. It says it has different difficulty levels, normal and hard, score, snake. Let's see what hard is. See, look at that, one shot of this. My favorite version of Snake is where it gets longer. I don't know what those explosions are. Is it getting longer, guys? It is. I played this a lot as a kid. I like the way this one's set up because you can see the grid really easily. And yeah, it is definitely getting longer. But pretty basic design, but you can see it is pretty functional, right? Can I kill myself? Yes, you can. Game over. Play again. Hard. I don't want to play again right now. But I do want to see what the bottom of this game looks like. Oh, that is it. That's the end of it. So that's the basic setup. It did build it. Now let's take a look at what codec. Oh, whoa. Why are you using Taskmaster to build out the game I told you to build? See, this is a problem. I think I set up my agent file universally, and so it's just building this. And where are you building this? I just wanted you to build something on the fly. If you're messing with another project, I'm going to be pissed. Welcome to my MO, where I screwed up, because this could mess up things for that project, but we'll see. This one's still working on parsing in a separate environment. This one built it out directly, and it built it out real fast. But it didn't also have the guidance documents that this did. So, crafting the game prompt. Oh, wow. I did that. That's my fault. Interesting. So I set up Taskmaster to work on basically every project I do. So it's really thinking hard, and it's using GPT to plan out the game in advance. That's a nightmare. Anyhow, oh well. I'm done here. Have a good day. I'm going to put this in Opus Clip. I'm going to upload it to YouTube on the Utlyze channel so you guys can get a look at what we have. And this is just a really cool tool. I really like it. Again, a shout out to Eyal. He's a really smart dude. I really respect him in terms of the fact that he's actually created something meaningful. And his product is built to last. It works. So there you go. Closing out.